All right, let's tackle a big one today. How to really truly improve your English pronunciation in just 7 days. I know. It sounds like a pretty bold claim, right?
So let's just ask the question right up front. Are we serious? Is it actually possible to make a real, noticeable difference in your clarity, in your accent, in just a week?
And the answer is a huge yes. But, and this is a big but, it's only possible if you ditch the random practice and follow a smart, structured plan. The secret isn't magic, it's a framework that builds your skills logically, one day at a time.
Okay, so let's get right into the plan. The first 3 days, we're not running, we're building. We're laying down a rock-solid foundation. These are the absolute essentials you just can't skip.
Here's the best way to think about this whole thing. Pronunciation. It's like learning an instrument. Before you can play a beautiful song, what do you have to do? You've got to learn the individual notes, right? Perfectly. Keep that idea in your head. It's going to be super important.
So what are these notes of English? Well, they're the sounds, and they really come in two flavors. First, you've got your vowels. These are the open, flowing sounds that are the heart of every single syllable. Think ah, e, o. Then you have the consonants. That's where you actually use your tongue, your teeth, or your lips to block the air a little bit. That's what gives us sounds like p, t, or k. Getting this difference down is your very first step.
So, for your first 3 days, this is your entire world. Seriously, you're not even trying to have full conversations. You're just drilling those individual vowel and consonant sounds again and again and again. You're building muscle memory. It's kind of like practicing scales on a piano before you even try to play a song.
Okay, so you've got the notes down. You've practiced your scales. Now it's time to start making some music. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on for days 4 and 5.
The first part of that music is something called stress. You can think of this as the beat of a word. For example, we say photograph, right? The beat is on that middle syllable. But for photographer, the beat moves to the beginning. Nailing this rhythm is what makes your English stop sounding flat and start sounding natural.
And if stress is the beat, then intonation is the melody. This is the beautiful rise and fall of your voice over a whole sentence. You know how your voice goes up at the end of a question? That's intonation. It's what turns words into feelings and meaning. It's the difference between sounding like a robot and sounding like a person.
So you see what's happening here? Right smack in the middle of the week, your whole focus is going to shift. You're going to take all those individual sounds you practiced, and you're going to start adding the beat of stress and the melody of intonation. You're finally turning those notes into music.
And that brings us to the grand finale. The performance. For days 6 and 7, we're going to take everything you've learned and actually put it into practice. So here it is, the whole week laid out for you. You can really see the logic here, can't you? We start with the absolute basics, the sounds. Then we add the musicality with stress and tonation. And only at the very end, on day 6 and 7, do we bring it all together into an actual conversation. That progression, that's the whole secret. So for these last 2 days, your main goal is to consciously think about all 4 things at once. As you're speaking, you're not just thinking about vocabulary anymore. You're actively focusing on making your vowels clear, your consonants crisp, hitting the right word stress, and using a natural flowing intonation.
So you did it. You made it through the 7-day sprint. Awesome. But what now? How do you make sure this all sticks? Well, let's lock in the core ideas that are going to guide you from here on out.
When you boil it all down, your journey to clear, confident pronunciation is really built on these 4 pillars. Mastering them is your long-term goal for continuous improvement. Okay, let's just cement this in your brain one last time. This is your takeaway, your cheat sheet. Vowels give you the open sounds, consonants give you the sharp, blocked sounds, stress gives you the rhythm, and intonation delivers the emotion and melody. This isn't just a list, you know? This is your toolkit. Anytime something sounds a little off, you can come back to these 4 things and figure out exactly what needs work.
Now, I got to be real with you for a second. This 7-day plan, it isn't a magic trick. It's not going to make you sound like a native speaker overnight. What it is a roadmap. It teaches you how to practice the right way so that every minute you spend from now on is a minute well spent.
All right, you've got the framework. You know the exact steps to take. There's really nothing left to do but start. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the very first sound, the first note that you're going to master?